Yay!
Season 2, Episode 2 of Analysts After Work, v2.2. Because I think I'm going to start that naming convention, because that's how we name things in document versioning and all that, right? So this is the Analysts After Work v2.2.
v2.2.
Next one will be 2.3, 2.4.
That makes sense.
Like
right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. See, we're innovating, we're growing. Here we go on Analysts After Work. We've got a bunch of folks joining us from around the globe. Philip, hey, Leslie, Steve, AJ,
Steve.
Walter, Patrick. What's up, everyone? And I'm thrilled to have returning for this season, this episode, Miss Mindy Bohannon, Miss Amy Ruddell. Welcome back! Yay!
Yay!
And it's the end of. I mean, this is a little bit bittersweet because this was supposed to be, and I feel like I said this last time too, but this was supposed to be the first live Analysts After Work. We were supposed to be in DC.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen, and that's cool. But we are at the end of, Amy, what you described as the Frankenstein event.
The Frankenstein Project.
which combined the Boston BA world with the DC BA world.
Yes.
First of all, Amy, what do you bring into the party?
Oh, well, here I have
You know
a
the drill.
special little concoction that I've made.
Ooh.
So
Ooh,
this
pretty.
is some buble,
Right.
cherry buble soda
Uh-huh.
with
Yeah.
a little squirt of this
It's
jelly
bubbly,
belly.
right?
What?
Oh, it's bubbly.
What?
I know
Is
it's
it bubbly or is it
commercials
buble?
with
Oh,
Michael
okay.
Bublé. He calls it buble.
Okay.
The commercials.
So yeah, so some of this, which I enjoy a good cherry flavored soda, and this one, it's a little insipid. So you have to spice it up with a little bit of this.
Wait, what is that
What
again?
is that?
This is Jelly Belly, like very
Oh,
cherry.
I've seen that stuff.
And it's calorie free.
Sure.
Like they think you're putting it into plain water or soda water like that, or
You're
alcohol.
probably supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
it's,
mean-
and then I made this.
Yay!
You know what, Mindy? They probably just sell the product and
Yeah.
you do
You be you with it. You do what you want.
Yeah.
Now, there
Awesome.
may be a little bit of vodka in there.
Okay,
So that's
that's
what
cool.
I have.
So a Frankenstein beverage for
I
a
call it the
Frankenstein
Franken
event.
Belly.
Ooh.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay,
The
let's.
Mirestein.
I like
the
it.
Mirestein cocktail.
All right,
In honor
cool.
of, yep,
cool.
it's
Mindy.
delicious.
I am not that creative. I go for the simple. I got this new cup. Very excited about it. At the Renaissance Festival. That was a month ago, and I'm now drinking my bourbon out of this. It's 1792.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I do like it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. All right.
Now I feel like I have to be festive.
Oh yes. Oh, there we
I
go.
got this at a Renaissance
Oh, yeah.
festival. Yeah,
I love it.
that's
Well,
right.
I'm just rocking a big
The
Game of
haunted-
Thrones
the haunted-
stein.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
So-
all have a fun glass. That
Cheers.
makes me happy.
Awesome.
Yep.
There we go. Gotta have a theme, guys. Gotta have a theme.
Awesome. Well, I'm just rocking water today. Theme. Well, I mean, we're at the end of the DC event. I know there's workshops tomorrow, but the symposium sessions are today.
Mhm.
Before I forget, I wanted to throw out a couple shout outs, and I know that they're here. I see my boys from
Nice.
Europe. I see them here, and I got something that I want to throw up because I don't want to throw up, but I want to throw up.
You might if you
Because-
drink that.
Because I had the chance earlier this year to virtually be in at the BA and Beyond conference with Philip and Patrick and Walter and the boys over there and Sarcha and everyone that was involved with the Brussels chapter and with the Amsterdam chapter. They have their call for speakers out right now. So if you are interested, in participating in this event. It is fantastic. I think, and I do have a note to connect with Philip in the next little bit, because if there's an opportunity to head over, I wouldn't say no, but we got to figure that out. But anyways, here it is again, if you are interested in participating in the BA and Beyond event, it is not to be missed. Call for speakers is open right now until the end of November the 27th. So, even if you've never tried speaking at an event, like, there's always a first time. LeBron didn't pick up the ball and become LeBron.
Right.
Like, it took him time to get there. So, like,
Yes.
do it up. So that was a big sort of announcement that I wanted to make. I've got another thing that I'm super excited to share.
Oh, do tell. Let's dish.
I have been working on something that I've been calling the super secret project.
Yes.
Amy, you know about it.
No, I don't
you
know
don't know about it, but you've heard of the super secret
I know there's
project.
a secret project.
I'm not, I can't give too many details, but keep an eye. Like, I don't know if you know this. This is the first episode streaming on LinkedIn Live. That's pretty cool, right? I recently got the premium membership for LinkedIn. That's pretty cool. I'm so here's the announcement. I will be producing, publishing, creating a course for LinkedIn Learning sometime in the near future. So
That's awesome.
not going to talk about the topic because I don't want to. I'm not going to talk about when it's dropping because I don't know. I really don't have much more information, but I'm a LinkedIn learning instructor. So
congratulations!
I mean,
Woo!
That's an achievement and a half.
That's my super secret project.
That's awesome. That is exciting.
That's why these have been so infrequent. This is only the second episode. It's been a month. I've been doing other stuff.
Yep.
And
We thought you were cheating on us.
No.
Maybe you had like another show with another group of people.
No, never.
Oh, that's how it felt.
Never. and Amy, I'm so sorry I made you feel that way.
It's fine.
That was never my intent. So anyways, I'm really excited. I'm actually thrilled to just go through the process because I've produced online courses for myself. It's very different. So I'm looking to learn and grow as well. So this is going to be awesome.
Fantastic. Congrats.
So that is that. So
right
LinkedIn Learning.
Savvy wants to know
BA
where the
and
party
Beyond.
is.
Savvy, where's the party? I mean, the party's wherever we are, brother. That's where the party is.
Here, right now.
Right here, right now.
So that is the deal. And it's, so that's probably going to take a little bit more of my time. These episodes might be fewer and further between, but that's okay. I think, we'll get back. Hey, you know what? This is just for fun anyways.
Yeah.
And so there you go.
It's to share all our wins. This is
to celebrate each other, achievements, and to drink at 4 p.m.
to share our each other's
achievements.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. So what is the deal? What is going on? Amy, I know you've been busy, so we'll maybe jump to Mindy. What have you been up to, milady?
I'm exhausted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing. Let's see here. I'm playing Scrum Master and Business Analyst on my project, and we had a contract that's wrapping up that I'm on, and a contract that's beginning, and it's a big deal. Like, we want to have some mark the moments. I'm all about marking the moment. Okay, if it's a birthday, if it's a course going live that you've been working on, if it's something important, then we got to mark that moment. And wrapping up 3 years worth of work is something we got to mark. So I want to make sure.
Absolutely, yes.
I got to make this a valuable day for everyone. I want to make it something that we can puff ourselves up with, know what awesome work we did. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, we got to kick off the next part, the next 3 years, with equal excitement and organization and all that, and have some fun activities in there as well. So it's a lot of pressure I put on myself. I'm getting help from my company and the colleagues in the company, but it's happening Wednesday and Thursday next week. So
wow.
Is it the same group though? Or it's a completely different client, like completely.
Oh, same client actually. Yeah, we won a new contract with the same client. It's pretty exciting. They like us.
So is it a lot? And that's cool. Is it a lot of the same people? Because maybe it doesn't have to be 2 events.
A little. No, you got to mark the moment of closure.
Yeah, fair enough.
And begin. And there is a couple new people. There's 3 new people on the new part that aren't in the old part.
Okay.
So no, you got to mark the separate moment, give credit to that.
You're right.
And then give diligence to starting new.
As a wise man once sang, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Yes.
So, there we go. It's closing time.
Oh, I can play that on the recorder. Whiskey and beer.
Do it.
Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can stay here. I know who I want.
I can be your backup dancer. How's that? I should have tried to sing along. You know
a song.
Who
sang that?
Well, that went much longer than I expected.
Benfold? Was it Benfold?
No, that was oh geez, what was their name?
What was it?
Semisonic.
Oh, dang it! Yes.
Semisonic.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to be confused with the Gin Blossoms, who were also big at that time, right?
What did they sing? What was their big?
Found Out About You. What else did they do?
Playground?
Until I Hear It From You.
I Hear It. It's all those songs that they probably played in Friends episodes.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I didn't think Friends was still relevant. I was at Walmart this week buying a new outfit for today. I'm just kidding. I was getting a Swiffer. But anyway, Friends shirts. Dozens of them.
What?
Yeah, different kinds with the different logos and the pictures and stuff. Yeah, so I guess maybe it's like younger generation.
It's kitschy though. It's kitschy. It's not like the Friends paraphernalia of the time. It's like retro now. So it's different.
So it's like me wearing a Leave It to Beaver shirt.
Oh, it's like 20 years ago. It's the retro.
Right. It's the retro. So it's like, oh, I'm so cool. I like Friends.
Oh.
Friends doesn't hold up.
No.
You know what?
It doesn't
I
hold
know
up.
it's a lot of complaining.
Yeah. It's like, really? Like, it doesn't hold up. Seinfeld holds up.
You know what? I'm going to disagree with you on that. I think Friends still sort of does. I mean, I don't think it's as hysterical as I did when I was 22. But,
Okay.
You know, but I think it's cute.
I think it had moments.
Mm-hmm.
I think it had who doesn't when they're lifting a couch yell pivot? Like, who doesn't do that? Right? Like, so I think it still has or like, you know, every Thanksgiving, who doesn't dream of putting a turkey on their head and saying, "It's Joey"? Like, who doesn't think of doing that? But they're moments. They're not like the whole episode. If you look at it, it doesn't hold up very well.
Yes.
My friend Dave Stankowski was making trifle this weekend.
The trifle?
Thanksgiving. And all I kept thinking was, custard good, jam good, beef good.
Yeah. Right. Or you drop something on the floor and then you pull out a fork. So what are we eating? Like
Joey doesn't share food.
Joey does. That's where food came from, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's like their moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely not as funny as I thought it was when I was, 17.
Yeah.
And what did I know? I was stupid. Like, but it doesn't hold to me.
The music
doesn't hold up as well.
Music holds up more than TV. That's for
The
sure.
music, I'll agree with that. The music
Yeah.
holds up much better.
Hmm.
Right. But hey, this is my opinion. It doesn't
Mhm.
count for a lot. And but it's my show, so I can say it.
What
So
else
that's
is on your
so what are you like how are you planning out, just to circle back, Mindy? How are you going to mark that moment, and how are you going to trigger a new moment? Like what are you thinking?
The closure is all about celebrating because we did awesome. And the main thing is to celebrate what we all learned and the feedback we got from the clients over the year, because our company checks in and gets great quotes, so remember that kind of information. And then we're going to do a timeline activity where we lay out all 3 years and everyone puts a sticky, I hope they're not watching. You put a sticky on for the day that you joined, and then after that, put in stickies for things that were important in your work. It's like
okay.
we achieved a technical achievement called TMD this one day. I joined and I ran my first retro. I might mark that because I wasn't doing a lot of that. And then we got a new product owner client on one day. I want to mark that. Passed a certain certification on the architecture. I don't know, something like that.
Sure.
So that's good. So timeline really shows in perspective what we did over the years. And then there's also this thing about Facebook post, not Facebook. Nobody does social media, right? Like I actually did that. No. So a yearbook post. Everyone went to high school and got a yearbook. I'm thinking.
Okay.
And then what would you write in everyone's yearbook? And so we're going to have everyone go around to everyone's page and write notes. And then that person gets to take their page home.
That's amazing.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's fun.
I'm stealing that. That's fantastic.
I'll send you a link. You just look up yearbook post.
Oh, I totally want to steal that idea.
That's amazing.
I've been finding a lot of good activities like that. It's
really awesome.
Beat ourselves up and remember the good times, because we had a good time. Yeah.
And 3 years is a long time. Like it's almost difficult to think back to, okay, what was I doing in, March of 2018? Like, I don't know.
It doesn't have to be every month. We're just looking for a few. There's only one guy that's been on the whole 3 years. And then another guy that's been
we
on
should get the valedictorian award.
Exactly. I didn't. Oh, that's too hard to do awards. Oh my God, that's a lot of work.
I mean, a little certificate or something. It doesn't have to be.
I like it. Oh, I like that. That's fun.
He's the valedictorian, or he's that guy at high school that, like, in high school in Ontario when I was there, it was 5 years, and then it was like, well, did you go back for a victory lap? Which meant, were you back for year 6? Right? Like, so maybe he's well, that was the terminology we used. I mean, it was the late 90s. We you
gotta pop it up.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that. That's really good.
Mindy, read what AJ just wrote.
HR is not invited.
Right.
I have my yearbooks still. They're over on my bookcase.
That is it.
If I grabbed one right now, I could find someone who wrote.
Somebody said that in everybody's yearbook. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. Anyway,
that's how we rolled in Scarborough.
Yeah.
Go Lancers. Leslie.
Leslie had a Go Lancers up before we even went live.
Yeah.
So I gotta go back and find it. It was there. Here. Where is it?
Right at the beginning.
There it is. At like 4:01.
Go Lancers.
So Leslie was on top of things.
You want to hear something crazy?
And here's another one for us. Yes.
So yesterday when I was, and I might have mentioned this when I was closing out the event, I was in the networking room. I always forget the name of that thing. What's it called again?
Wonder.
Yeah. And one of her speakers was in there by herself, and I had never met her. We've had some correspondence. So I joined her bubble and we started chatting. Her name's Nicole Spenscoon. And shooting the breeze, and she lives out in DC. Do you know Nicole?
Oh, we're at the same company. I've
Okay,
worked with
Mindy.
her. I talk with her. We're buds. Yeah.
We lived 2 kilometers away from each other growing up.
No, come on.
Yeah, she's from Agincourt. She didn't go to, Agincourt to be fit. She went to Campbell.
What a crazy world.
Yeah. So she worked at Vince at Fairview Mall and Scarborough Town Center. And I worked at Agincourt Mall. And yeah, so it was really, yeah, we were in
Wait a second. Where did you work at Agincourt Mall?
Oh,
because that was not a good mall.
It was a terrible mall. I worked at the Carlton Card Store.
Oh, that's a good story.
Yeah,
I have a story about that, but that's another show.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna work in a mall like that, you work at Carlton Cards. That makes sense.
Yeah, Agincourt Mall was probably like how would you describe it? It was like there was a Woolco when they used to exist at one end, which
was a Mr. Grocer,
and a like all these stores that you'd never heard of, like Venus Lingerie.
Yeah,
and
that's still there.
Bargain Harold's,
the library. The library used to be in the mall. Yeah, and like there was no franchise stores in there. It's not like you would not even in our Deans or our Dens. Like there was no. There was like our Phils.
Yeah,
like yeah.
I wouldn't spend your paycheck at Agincourt Mall. Believe me.
I worked at Bridlewood Mall.
Oh, I think Leslie did.
Did she? Well,
Bridlewood Mall was.
What did you do?
Bridlewood Mall was a double level.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was still not good.
What store?
I worked at the grocery store that was there.
Ah.
Yeah. It was the first time I got to perform for an audience. So
did you juggle fruit?
I worked in the produce area.
Oh.
And I became known as the guy who picked good watermelons. This is like 100% real. So people would come up and I would do like this performance art of like looking at it, studying it. I would then carefully put it to my ear, and I would tap it. And I would tap it, yeah. And then I would say, "You're gonna like this one," or something to that effect. And like I'm like 15, 16 doing this stuff, and it's the most ridiculous thing looking back. But
did you?
That's what I
know what you were doing, or was it?
I mean, I figured it out. I figured it out over time.
Okay, yeah.
And then
the watermelon whisperer.
And then you would, and then people would come back and like point out, like, if you want a watermelon, you go talk to that guy. The watermelon guy's here. Like,
you know what's funny? My mom calls Vince the fruit store guy.
Ooh.
Fruit market
guy. Because she thought I worked at Colangelo or whatever.
It was Colangelo's or Peary's. No,
or Peary's. I didn't work at either of those.
But you lived right behind one of them.
I lived near. After I got married, our first house was right behind Colangelo.
That's right. Yeah. Because whenever I say Vince, and she used to say, "Oh, the fruit market guy," and I'd be like, "Yes." And now I say, Vince, the fruit market. I goddamn know who he is. I don't have to say that anymore.
I've been called worse, so that's. I mean, it's not great, but it's not.
It's with much kindness. She adores you. She thinks you're wonderful. Maybe you helped her pick out a melon.
Maybe.
Good possibility.
It is. If you bought a watermelon at the Price Chopper at Bridal, because I didn't even work at the good grocery store. I worked at the bad grocery store. But if you bought a watermelon in the mid 90s, chances are it was from me.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Well, Leslie worked at Cotton Jenny in Bridlewood Mall, so maybe after work she might have gone by to pick up a watermelon.
Perhaps
your paths crossed.
Perhaps.
You never thought about putting that? Everyone's suggesting you put that in your trademark.
No, I'm good.
The Melon Man. No, Melon After Work.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Just checking.
I mean, I'm good. Like,
where was your first job, Mindy?
Oh, my job at the mall. I think I was 16 or something. not my first job, but there. And I worked at the clothing store 579. And it was nice mall, kind of hours, safe,
In Florida?
Yeah, in Orlando. At the Altamont Mall. It's just the local mall, no biggie. And I realized I like working retail, but I hate the cash register. Hated that. It was so complicated. They had so many different ways of paying and doing those things. So,
Did you ever work in a restaurant or bar?
Oh, hell no. I am so scared about dropping stuff on people. I am not coordinated with that at all. One of my other first jobs was being a gopher. So my sister was the art counselor at a camp, like a day camp. And she needed and the camp needed someone to go get supplies and go shopping and do things during the camp hours. Like, oh, we ran out of this. Can you go get that real quick?
Yeah.
That was the best job. I was a gopher.
I was a gopher on a television show on City Line.
Fantastic.
Yeah, when I was in school.
What?
When I was in college, I studied radio and television arts.
Oh, like an actual. Okay, so I what I thought you were taking that was like to the furries discussion.
Oh,
that you were a gopher on a TV show, and like,
no,
what?
Yeah,
so,
did it? Yeah.
Okay, so that's.
But no, I was a gopher too, and I had to fetch coffee for.
I had to fetch things.
On what show?
I was the fetcher.
On what show?
City Line with Marilyn Dennis.
Is that good?
Who loves my uncle?
But who doesn't love your uncle?
I'm just saying. I mean, he's okay, but like, yeah, he was on her show a couple of years ago. And she's like, oh, I didn't realize he was still around, and I immediately messaged him. And I said, I think Marilyn Dennis thought you were dead.
That's notes for the ego.
Hello, not dead. Not being dead over here.
No. It's funny because, like, I know Leslie and you have talked about, Franco Mirabelli and like.
Oh, Franco Mirabelli's closed.
But to me, he's just my uncle. Like he's just that guy. So
it would be like Calvin Klein being your uncle.
Oh,
like Franco Mirabelli is one of the top Canadian designers.
Oh,
for sure.
Wow.
All time.
And that's your uncle?
I'm trying to think of some Canadian designers that have come out of Canada, and none of them are really. Dean and Dan maybe were really big back in the 90s, but other than that,
Alfred Sung maybe.
We're not going to talk Peter Nygaard.
No.
No,
we're not.
But I mean, locally, Toronto, yeah, but no one big. Like I would say, Franco Mirabelli was probably the biggest Canadian designer.
I will pass him that praise.
Please ask him if he would like make dresses for your friends.
He might. I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll
get a shin.
Write that down with my multicolored pen.
Oh, that's a fun pen.
Well, in that way, that used to be like that was your iPad. For any of the young kids watching here, like that pen.
Yeah,
and that's a 4-color one, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That pen.
There's a bigger one, but
that was the status symbol.
It really was
in the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, it's 70s.
Okay, I wasn't around in the 70s.
I know neither was I, but someone told me that.
So I'll yeah. So maybe they were around in the 70s.
And I'm writing everything down in my project somewhere.
Oh yeah, BA World. I have that somewhere. Yeah.
I have one somewhere. Yeah.
So what about you, Vince? Did you ever work in a bar or restaurant?
I did not. I worked at that grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I worked at GNC.
The health and fitness store?
The health and fitness store, yeah. I used to be very fit. And then I got old. But yeah, I worked there for a couple of years and learned a ton. And then, finished school and started doing, well, not this, because this is really new.
This wasn't around.
Started doing like office-y stuff. So
yay.
Didn't Dan the bartender work at like TG Fridays or Bennigan's or one of those places where you had to wear the vest, like in
The
Office Space?
flare.
Was it Jennifer Aniston in Office Space that had all those buttons
Yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah.
And I
With
think
the
he
with the
said
17.
he still had it. If he's here,
Whoa.
I would believe that. I mean, I saw Dan earlier, but I think it was in the Wonder Room. I don't know if I've seen him here.
I don't know if I've seen him on here either. But yeah, I think he
the
still has
17
vest.
pieces of flair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Flare.
Joanna, if all you want to do is the minimum, well then okay. But we like Terry. Terry has 37 pieces of flair.
Oh, TGI.
Wow, you
Yep.
memorized it. All right.
Listen, yeah, TGI.
Because
There you go. TGI. Yeah, hey, TGI Fridays, man.
We don't have those here in Canada.
Today should be Friday.
I think they have one.
Today should be Friday. I'll drink to that.
I think they have one in Niagara.
They have everything in Niagara that they don't
Niagara.
have. Yeah.
They got a great game room in Niagara.
Perkins.
Yeah.
We don't have Perkins. All the things that we would see on TV, like coming over from Buffalo, because that was the station that had all the good cartoons when we were growing up in Toronto. And oh my God, we would see these commercials for these food products.
Friendlies and Perkins and
the Sundays they had.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh, first of all the restaurants. We were like, oh, can we go there, Mom? And then the amusement parks, like Six Flags, we had nothing like that. You had like Fruity Pebbles cereal. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
Hostess fruit pies.
Yeah. People
spread and cakes. We had none of it. We were so hard done by up here in the north.
We had dirt.
We had dirt and jerky and maple syrup.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Which is what's referred to as the Montreal poutine. No, it's not Montreal. Montreal poutine is actually legit, but I couldn't think of anything else. Dirt and coffee grounds.
Dirt and snow.
Dirt and snow. Yeah, and I remember, and I know we've talked about this on this show, but I remember, like, for me, the big one was, what was that? IHOP. It was. IHOP.
Yeah, we didn't have IHOPs.
And so, going to IHOP, and I remember going to DC and being across the street from the IHOP, and
that? Yes.
And it was my first time in DC, and I'm like, and I first time meeting Mindy, and I said, I'm gonna go to the IHOP, and she's like, dude, why?
I mean, it's okay, but you know.
Hold on, and I know I've told this story, so like, whatever. But it was like, and first of all, we had just met, so the fact that we were already on a dude level was like, that said something. But it's like, dude, why? And I'm like, I don't know. I remember it being good, and she's like, preserve that memory. Don't go. Preserve that memory. And then I thought of, I had just bought season 1 of Thundercats, and I was so excited, and I put it in to watch it, and it was like, it sullied the memory of Thundercats, and so like that thought came into my. I was like, well, if I remember IHOP being good, and I go back and it's not good, it's gonna like crush my soul. So I've never gone back.
You didn't go in Washington? I thought you did.
I didn't.
Isn't there some story about you being embarrassed where you went for dinner and you bumped into me and Bob?
No, that was Big Ass Burgers. I went to Big Ass Burgers, and when I came back,
is that in DC?
I was in DC.
I gotta check that out.
I think it was called Big Asses or something. and so I came back and I ran into you guys because it was like my first time traveling, so I didn't know that the speakers went for dinner after. I was like,
everybody goes for dinner.
I didn't know, and nobody told me. So I went and like looked out for myself. So I get back and Bob and I run into you guys, and I said I already went for dinner. So like, and Bob said, well, where'd you go? And I said I went to Big Asses, and he just looked at me. He just looked at me and said, I bet you did. And
perfect answer.
It was a great answer. And Big Asses. I don't know if it's still there, but it was there the last time. The last time I was there. Don't
understand.
Big Asses. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was, I've had worse. It's hard to ruin burgers.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, it depends on if you like the thin ones or the thick ones. Because if you get the wrong one that you don't like a lot of people don't like the thin ones. They want it cooked medium rare.
Right. So I mean, but now we're getting into like the meat to bun ratio.
We can't get into the sandwich.
No, this is like,
no, that's a spiral.
Yeah. Don't.
No, change the subject.
No, we don't want to get into that. So, but yeah, I mean, so, and I, it's those moments that I think about when, when I talk about, like today in the keynote, I was talking about, having that vision and like traveling sucks, but those moments are what makes the traveling good. It's the destination. Absolutely. It's not the journey, which is weird because like I also really enjoy the journey of doing this stuff, but like actually traveling sucks.
So what's your, out of all the events that you've been to or spoken to over the past, like, what has it been, like 7 years?
Whoa.
Mindy, that you've been to, what's probably your funniest memory?
Oh, funniest.
Oh, man. Mindy, why don't I kick that over to you while I think about an answer?
I hope you don't mind. I'm going to go back to the early days when I used to go to Oracle conferences, and I got to go
I'm sorry. No, my events.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Oh,
we're not promoting others.
There's definitely some mark the moment.
Except for the fantastic BA and Beyond conference.
Is that going to be in person or is that virtual?
I think it's hybrid.
Oh, cool.
I think that's what I read in the call for speakers. So, but I would love to be there.
While you're buying time to think about your funniest moment, I'm happy to post the call for speakers on BA Times for you guys and stuff, and on the newsletter and on the website, and then we can put it in the pages too, just to give a little bit more.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, you know what we'll do? I will facilitate the meeting of you and Philip and
we're happy to do that.
Philip's awesome, so
BA Times could be a media sponsor. We don't have any money right now. Well, I don't mean it to sound like that. There's no events running and things like that. So.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
We'd certainly be happy to help promote it and stuff for sure.
Well, okay. Well, let's make that. Walter's here right now, so he can. Patrick's here. So and gentlemen, while we're still vamping for time, remember how much I've promoted and love your event when you're selecting your keynotes. Just saying, we can talk. So
got the resume.
Let's figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I've thought of a few moments, but Mindy, why don't you go first?
Okay. There's definitely a bunch of moments that have come out. But the one I really have thoroughly enjoyed that was surprising is I thought I was going to the Boston area and we're going to have a night on the town. And then I realized we're 45 minutes in the suburbs and there's no way to get anywhere. And I had the best time in the hotel bar area. And there was like 10 of us just sitting there hanging for like 3 hours. And I got to meet a lot of new people. I got to know existing people really well. And I was happy as a clown.
Yeah.
I don't need anything special. I don't need anything spiffy. Yeah. But really connecting that night. And I had some great ideas during those 2 days that I was there as well. So it's just all culminated.
Was that the year that the guy, I can't remember his name, and he was the one who launched
Quicken.
Quicken Loans.
The guy who worked for Quicken and has that amazing conference.
And he threw everything on his credit card.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I knew he threw a few things. Oh, that's.
There was like flatbread pizza.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff. We just kept like going in it. I thought,
Heath.
What is that? Quicken Loans. I think it's a type of insurance or something. Rocket
Mortgages.
Rocket Mortgage. He was on the team that built Rocket Mortgage, and was the night that they launched it. They bought Super Bowl time. And
wow!
And they spent a fortune.
He's
on
dynamic.
the Super Bowl time, and the site still wasn't working while the game was going on.
No.
And they literally
Nice.
had 2 minutes to commercial airtime to launch the whole thing and
That's
to get it fixed and get it
that's
running. And it was like literally the last minute, and it did. And
Hey.
I always told him he should make that into a session because it was fascinating.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
Under pressure.
he's a really
About
charismatic
a case
guy,
study.
too.
Yeah, Keith is a good dude.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
it Keith? Yeah.
Keith Elder. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Elder.
Yeah.
He was a good dude.
So I just
Yeah.
that
I mean,
night.
he's still a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's
Good dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that
He
was a fun
he
night.
great. Vince.
Yeah. So I mean, I've got a few that I'll share, and the thing with doing a show like this is like we've probably talked about all of them. So there's blockchain with Jen.
Yeah.
I'm just grabbing a buble. I'll be.
There's blockchain with Jen.
Blockchain moment.
There was my first time in DC, and I'm having a Twitter conversation with this Jen of the Forest, and I'm like, you know what? Why are we like, if you're at this event, why are we talking through Twitter? Why don't you just come up and talk to me?
She is so online.
And so, and that's cool. And so, like, I then feel this tap the next morning. It's like, so here's what I was thinking. And like the conversation never ended. So there was that.
Yep. She's great.
She's fun.
The hotel bar, because I also had the same thought of going to Boston with you, Mindy. Like, I didn't realize we were in Burlington. So,
listen, neither did I, and I was running the event.
That's fine. So at that hotel bar and hanging out, and then learning that Jimmy is Ugandan royalty.
Oh,
and just this moment of like,
the DC bar, the restaurant,
the one in the rest in
we walked to it.
No, in Boston. Well, in Burlington.
Oh, in Boston, right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'm there. Steve Jones is there. Dan is there, and we hear this, and like Dan and I look at each other, and like there's this moment of like, what? So there's that one. I think one that always sticks out to me was Orlando. One of the last times that we were there, where Bob had to leave early because he had to be somewhere the next day or something, and so I ended up going out for dinner. We went to Disney, to downtown Disney with Jen Batten and with Paul Crosby. So we're walking around. We built lightsabers. We did all the the stuff, and then we ended up getting into Jaleo, the Jose Andres restaurant. I must have made friends with the waiter because I started comparing everything to how my mother-in-law makes it. So he would bring like croquetas, and I would like try them, and like, hers are a little better in this, but this is good, and so like it became this thing where he would bring the food to the table, and then he would stand back and watch me try it so that I could give an immediate reaction, which didn't feel weird at all. But what was really funny about that was the whole time Paul is taking pictures of all of the food and sending it to Bob. Who was probably stuck in a hotel or something, in an air, like whatever, saying, "Yep, this is what's going on now." Yep, and he was so pissed the next day. So it was. You know what I'm noticing though is a pretty common theme here. It actually has nothing to do with. No offense, Amy. It has nothing to do with the conference.
No, it never does.
No,
it's
all around it.
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
well, what's someone going to say? Like, oh my gosh, I sat in this hysterical presentation about eliciting requirements. Ha 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 ha.
right.
No, right? It's all, I mean,
this is not that funny.
Experiences with the people you meet, and I mean, you can have a great time in that thing, but that's not usually where the best stories come from.
Yeah.
The connection that happened.
Yeah, and And I'm not going to share the ugly baby story that happened in Toronto because that does not need to be recorded for posterity anywhere.
That's for happy hour in person.
You know what? That was it's hysterically funny after the fact, but God, I would not want it to be you when that happened.
No, I think it took an hour to get my eyes back to normal because I was just like,
and of all people, you.
Right. Like, yeah. So anyways,
there's that. Amy, do you have one?
Gosh, there's been so many. Like, I've been at this for 15 years. February will be my 15th year working on
Mazel tov.
Yeah, I know. But
you must really like us. Aww.
But ever since, and no offense to him whatsoever, but when David left, and then subsequently some other people like team members and stuff we sort of co-produced, but I'd say it's probably been within the past 8 years that I've really, really enjoyed it. Okay. I think, it's a different, I feel like it's a different culture. The events are a different culture than they were like 12 years ago, 15 years ago. And it's not that it's any better. It's just, I think that the people who were running it had very different ideas. Like I tend to be a little bit more, I wouldn't say silly, but yes, maybe, I don't know. I like the events to be fun. I like when you go to them, I want it to be an experience. I want people to all kind of hang out after and try to foster that.
But that's what people need and want.
That's fantastic.
Sometimes some don't. I've had people who say, I'll never go to your event again because David Barrett or because Adam or because, like we all have very different ways of managing and running them and stuff. So none is better, none are worse.
Right. If it's not fun, we're not going to volunteer and do the work.
No.
But this is all volunteer. You got to make it, your style fits what I want to volunteer my free time to.
Right.
Well, good. Yeah. Well, I think we have a great group of people who participate being, as speakers and obviously people who participate. So I have like countless amounts of them. The one event that comes to mind is just being, and I was talking to Coop about this a couple of weeks ago, was Moncton.
Okay.
Were you in Moncton, Vince?
I went in 2018, I think.
Okay. So Mindy, Moncton is a small town in like Atlantic Canada.
Okay.
Halifax would be the big town. Moncton is not that place. And it's like a main street, and that's pretty much it.
You held a conference there?
Yeah, we did because in Atlantic Canada, that's sort of the hub. It's the easiest to get to from the different provinces and stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
you're like within an hour of like PEI and Nova Scotia. And,
so it's
brilliant.
And but it's a small town, and the event is in like the end of November. It was November because it was my birthday, end of November.
Yeah.
And so there's like who's there? Like Clinton, Coop, Bob, Paul, Hans, Jen Bedell. I think Jen Babb is there. You go on and on and on, and there's nothing to do at night. And hey, we should go to karaoke. So Jen Bedell calls this bar like a hole-in-the-wall dive bar that's not even open.
Oh.
And he's like, and this is East Coast Canada, right? Everyone's going, oh yeah, we'll open up for you. I'll see if I can find the karaoke guy. So there we all go. The whole conference, there was probably like 85 of us trudging down this main street to this bar. We get there. There's two old guys playing chess, looking at us like it's like death has come to his door. Drinks were $2. Our bar bills were like $18.
What?
And we had karaoke, and it was like everyone was singing, speakers, attendees. It was probably the most fun night, I think.
That's a blast.
It was insane. I would like to do it. And even Coop says, he said that was the most fun he ever had.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, because it was like, who would have, and it was like, it was a dump bar, but it was so much fun. We wouldn't have had a better time in, like the Ritz in New York City. It was just like, it was.
You got to connect. There was no hassle.
Nope.
It was simple. It was still fun. Karaoke, I will only do on vacation or conferences.
Oh yeah.
I have never done karaoke in wherever I've lived.
Like I wouldn't say to my girlfriends or friends, say, "Hey, on Friday night, you guys want to go out and do karaoke?" No.
No. But at a conference, I'll do it.
Oh, you give me that microphone right now.
I've got a list of songs ready for you.
Hold on for one more day. Can you hold on? Leslie and I did that.
She's ready. She's ready. I have into Tony is online. He talks about bacon.
I saw that. I was gonna throw that out.
I've been to Bacon.
Is that a real? Is it a show on about bacon?
BA Columbus.
Oh,
so they just
got all excited for a second.
But they had a guy walking around in a bacon mascot thing outfit. It was hilarious. That was a good time. Yeah, at the conference, I didn't even need to go away. Like I didn't even need to hang out with them at night. It was like so fun.
Hey, if I'm invited, like.
Oh yeah, you should be invited.
Let's talk.
Yeah, Tony.
So,
I like the name.
Talk to the man.
Like
good times.
Because I bring some heat.
Cool little neighborhood. You know, they're in the downtown neighborhood, or at least they were. So. Anyways, yeah, karaoke. Good times. Always have a list ready to go. You never know what's gonna happen.
What's your go-to song?
Time Warp at Rocky Horror.
Oh.
Because it's interactive. It's like people can get into it if they know the dance.
Good one.
Yeah.
I like There's a Light over at the Frankenstein place.
Oh, that's just so melodic. Yes. It's very aspirational. Yes.
Yeah, I love that one. You got one? I don't sing There's a Light over at the Frankenstein.
So I've never done karaoke.
Ever? Well, I
Okay.
recommend on vacation or at conferences you do it.
In my younger days, I was a theater performer.
Were you?
I can sing. I choose.
Well, let's get a little taste of that now.
What song
I
would you
choose not to. Probably the song that highlights my vocal stylings the best would be Snow Patrol's "Chasing Cars."
Oh.
But if you go back,
what song?
Chasing Cars.
Chasing Cars. I
it's
can't
a very
think of it
nice melodic, but I can do like Coldplay.
Can you remind me of it? I can't.
Can you remind us a little? I thought you meant Paw Patrol.
No.
Like I thought.
No, not Paw Patrol.
Your
I do rock a mean Paw Patrol though.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I think I know Chasing Cars. That's a very slow song.
It's a very slow. It's very.
Like that.
A lot of the David Usher, like the Moist songs.
Yeah.
That was in sort of my same range. So
not Journey.
He spoke at one of my events. You know.
Journey
I do know that. So that's I can hit some tenor, but I'm more of a baritone.
Okay.
But so I can do it. I did receive some training. I just sort of it was a part of my life that I left, and so I don't do it anymore. I don't even like singing Happy Birthday.
Oh, who does? It's so like.
Oh, we got to do it fast. Oh, I make sure it's like a 4/4.
No, I've got to like get operatic. So the last time I actually sung in public.
Okay.
Was I was on vacation, and I was in Madrid.
Oh. And
there's this bar that I go to. This is before I had kids. There's this bar that I go to with my wife and with my brother-in-law that I don't know what it's called in Spanish, but in English it translates to "My mother was a groupie."
Oh, I know this story.
And so the reason that we like that bar we liked that bar. I haven't been back in like 8 years, but the reason we liked it so much was we found it by accident, and then when we went in, there were a lot of like English speaking, Brits and Aussies and Kiwis and just it's sort of, but they played Much Music videos from the 90s on the walls, so they projected the old Much Music, which was like. Fantastic. Oh my god! It's like I'm home.
Yes.
anyways, I had some Jaeger shots. I had some Coke and rums because the proportion of Coke to rum was off.
Coke and rum.
Yeah, well, not rum and Coke, right? Because rum and Coke is like 80-20 Coke to rum. This was the inverse.
Okay.
And I ended up singing an operatic version of Aha's "Take on Me." So
that would have been good.
yeah, it was.
I can see that.
It was pretty solid, and I can hit those notes, man, and I can just keep going higher and higher.
Well, you can't tell us things like this and then like not give us hope that one day you might deliver.
One day.
I absolutely can. I absolutely can.
You
I
will?
don't have to.
Okay, one day when we're in person again, we'll do karaoke and you'll do something.
As Barney Bentall said.
We'll talk.
Whatever comes to mind.
To live for, Vince.
What's that, Amy?
As Barney Bentall said.
Uh-huh.
Remember them?
No.
Barney Bentall and the Legendary Hearts?
No.
Call yourself.
I'm not even joking. Like, are they like the Bare Naked Ladies, or?
Leslie, do you want to chime in here? They were a BC band. Barney Bentall and the Legendary Hearts. Got something to live for.
Ooh.
Something so real. All right.
Sorry.
I'll just go back to my Cersei.
I like your singing.
But what is the message that you're trying to impart?
That we would love to hear you sing.
Oh. Well, I mean, of course.
Okay. All right.
That it could happen.
I have been described as the songbird of our generation.
Pinkies.
So.
Pinkies. That we'll do karaoke at one of our next events.
When
we go live.
I'll possibly consider thinking about
bring it in,
karaoke
Vince.
with you guys.
Bring it.
I'll possibly think about considering doing.
Okay,
karaoke.
let's do a pinky bump.
Well, we don't really. Yeah, we don't need to because this is recorded. So like you can always go back and.
All right, one day when we're live again, we're in
Maria
person.
knows what I'm talking about.
Let's do it.
There we go.
Everyone, get a song ready. That's all.
Hey, Toronto could still happen in December. We don't know. They've like relaxed the capacities and stuff.
They did actually, yeah.
You know, it's not. It's just people's being comfortable.
Yeah,
wanting to
and that's
be
going to take
in that
a while.
situation.
Delta variant.
That's the thing, right? Like,
and that's going to take a while. Yeah.
There's no in Boston, Washington. We could stuff as many people we wanted into a room, but are people comfortable with going? Not really. So
no, they're not.
And it's tough, like doing the thing today. It was like I'm like an energy vampire. I need the audience. So like it's tough. I think that's why I went to such a dark place. But it was. I mean, I thought it was still good.
I afterwards, when it's all done, when this is over, I'll be like this.
Yeah.
The energy.
Like, no, I don't lose energy. I just get really like, well, this is usually when we do this, or we go here for dinner, or we go or we go, do tomfoolery. And I just sitting here in my condo by myself, like.
What else? Yeah.
Well, let's keep the faith. Everybody keep the faith for Toronto if it happens.
Right on.
How's everyone's
it's going to happen.
bingo cards going, by the way?
Yeah, how's the bingo card?
We've talked about some pretty.
Amy got booted at one point,
topics.
so that counted.
Well, no, she left. So I didn't boot her. I just took her off.
Oh, sorry. I invited my young nephew to watch Analysts After Work tonight.
Oh, yeah.
One of the guys that does the videos?
Yeah, one of the office dudes.
Oh, the office dude.
He's not on here. I realized that with Facebook Kids, you can't send links, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And I had sent the link to that, so.
Good and bad.
No, it's
no bingo, I guess. Everyone, you would have said bingo if they had bingo.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Guys, one minute to go.
Steve Jones sent a picture of his card. We haven't hit anything, really. He's only got...
We've talked about some really sort of diverse topics tonight, so I'm not surprised.
This was a great happy hour.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
This is what I want happy hour to be.
Campaign. Did we talk about leveraging the synergy or the swear jar or pineapple on pizza, pumpkin spice lattes, the weather?
None of that. Absolutely none of that.
Bananas. I'm reading all the empty squares that Steve has. So
right.
Absolutely none of that.
AAW Electric Boogaloo.
I did my best. Yeah. I tried to mention things.
Guys, we're at time. What wisdom do you want to leave us with? Amy, let's start with you. You got nothing?
Mindy?
Okay.
What?
Mindy.
Okay, what I'm taking from Amy and myself is that we're going to leave it all out there. We go in with our events and our things that we want to do.
Yes.
And we leave it all on the plate. What's the euphemism? What's the metaphor for that? I forget. But
leave it out on the
nothing
field.
Left or we're done.
Yeah. Leave it all in the field.
Leave it all on the field. We're just going to give our all. Amy's doing it all up for the conference. Left it all on the field, and now it's time to chill. Tomorrow's going to be an easier day. It's good.
Yeah.
And I've got this thing I'm ramping up for next week, and I'm like throwing everything I got at it. And then Thursday night, I'm leaving it. It's all on the field. I'm out. Yeah. It's how we do. We go all in, and then we give it all, and then we recharge.
Right.
So just make sure you got to recharge after these things.
Yes.
It's a good flow to do that kind of up and then level. It's good.
Right.
That's
cool.
me.
I like it.
I agree with Mindy. I support that. I just tagged on with what she said.
Seconded. Cool.
Yeah.
The motion carries.
Yep.
In that case, then, this is the end of episode 2, v2.2 of Analysts After Work. Mindy, Amy, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah, thank you both for speaking.
Anytime.
Oh, my pleasure.
Mucho apreciado.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.